What's up, sports bettors? I have a ton of parlays in this video, so I know I've already given out some, including this 3-pick parlay, $500 at plus 289 odds. We got the Giants, Raiders, 49ers on the first quarter money line, 3 favorites, $500 at plus 289 odds. What we're going to be going through in this video, there's tons of games, there's lots of sportsbook promos, is just a bunch more parlays. Okay, so we're going to be going through some parlay bets. Some are on Caesars. I have a new parlay on Betway Sportsbook, and I have a parlay on FanDuel. So again, as a sharp bettor, you want multiple sportsbooks. All of these sportsbooks, as you'll notice, looking at the odds jam screen, have different odds. Stanford versus Utah. Stanford's plus 1,400 on Unibet. They're plus 1,200 on Come On. They're plus 964 on Caesars, right? You need multiple sportsbooks, multiple outs to be successful. So let's go ahead and let's get into a few of my plays. So we can start out with Caesars. Okay, so I have a crazy 3-pick parlay or 4-leg parlay right here. $250 at plus 61.62 odds to win 15.7K. Okay, we have Radford on the first half money line, Gardner-Webb plus 6.5, over 138.5 in Houston Christian versus Texas, and under 144 in Charleston Southern at Ohio State. So you may be like, wow, Alex, those are the most random plays ever. How did you find them? And I found them on the OddsJam arbitrage tool. So I like using this tool. All arbitrage is when sportsbooks have such big line discrepancies that you can bet on both sides and make a risk-free profit. So if we take a look at, here's one of them that we went with. Here's the play on Radford we ended up going with. So we got them plus 800. Pinnacle was down at plus 513. Yada, yada. Gardner-Webb, we got them plus 6.5 at minus 110. Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker in the world, has them minus 132. All the sports books kind of pricing this at minus 130-ish. DraftKings minus 135. So as a sharp bettor, we use all this information, and you could either arbit and get a risk-free 0.23% return. Arbitrage betting is just when the sportsbooks have such different odds. There's such a big line discrepancy that you can place bets on one side and the other side and make a risk-free profit. But positive EV betting is more profitable because, you don't want to hedge with an unprofitable bet. And that's a little bit of a confusing topic, but regardless, it's very clear that Gardner-Webb plus 6.5 at minus 110 is pretty incredible value. It's the same thing with this Radford play. Even though they're a pretty big underdog, the same math applies, right? As a sharp bettor, sportsbooks, they charge the vig, they charge the juice, and your goal is to beat it, right? Out of the millions of odds kind of on Caesars, like if we look at basketball, just NBA for tonight, the amount of stuff you can bet on, the amount of player props, right, out there, total rebounds. There's just a lot of stuff you can bet on. You go to college basketball some days when there's like 60 games. There's just a lot of stuff you can bet on. Most of these bets aren't profitable, but what OddsJam will do for you is it will literally scan the entire market to find these line discrepancies like this one. This Charleston, Ohio State one. Man, my brain's a little scattered this morning. There's so many parlays I hit. But here we can see if we go back to the, what tool were we looking for? So here, this is the tab I was looking for. This Gardner-Webb plus 6.5, minus 110. There's a lot of college basketball games today. Most of these point spreads aren't arbitrage bets to another sportsbook. But this is one of those discrepancies where Caesar Sportsbook is asleep at the wheel. They clearly missed some line movement. Maybe a player's out for Stephen F. Austin. Maybe a bunch of sharp action came in on Gardner-Webb plus 6.5. Or was coming in on, other sports books, so lines ended up moving towards them. For whatever reason, Caesars is giving us a ton of value at minus 110 on this play, which is pretty clear. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 other bookies are all telling us, hey, this should be priced at minus 130. We're getting minus 110, clearly getting enough value to beat the vig, beat the juice. So same thing with this Charleston, Ohio State play, right? It's like, okay, we were able to get the total under 144. As you'll notice, most sports books are setting the total at 142, 142 half. Bet Online, a very sharp offshore sports book, they have the line at 142. Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker in the world, they're pricing, the total at 142, and we're able to get under 144. That's an absolute slam, right? Like, you can see how the lines change. The over 142 on Unibet is minus 113. The over 144 is plus 112. So as a sharp bettor, you're not going to find slam dunks. You're not going to find an under 200 points for a college basketball game. It's all about finding value, finding edges, finding value in the data, these few rare betting opportunities where sportsbooks are asleep at the wheel and you can get an edge, and placing as many of those bets as you can. And it's absolutely possible to place profitable parlays, right? It's not like it's, that complicated. If all of your plays have an edge, then your parlay will have an edge. It really is that simple. And the same strategy applies to any sport. I ride with you guys on all these plays. English Premier League, we got bets on the 49ers. I got 7.5K on the 49ers. We have Georgia Southern Eagles. I mean, tons of bets. The same concepts apply. Find value, beat the VIG, rinse and repeat. It really is that simple. So next, let's go through this parlay. So I have one more parlay on Caesars. Well, I guess we can go through my FanDuel parlay as well. So they have this promo, college football parlay bet and get. You place a $20 parlay on college football, and they give you $10 in free bets. Pretty simple. You bet 20, you get back 10. So what I did is I just looked for plays with an edge on FanDuel. And what I ended up finding is I took a couple EV plays. So under 30.5 points in LSU, Arkansas. I took that. I took San Jose State versus San Diego State under 41.5, minus 110. So another EV play. I hopped on that. So those were my first two picks. And then I just hopped over to OddsJam and I was like, okay, where can we get decent value in college football? And you can see FanDuel's giving you the best line on Louisiana tonight, as well as the best line on Tulsa. So I was just like, okay, I guess that'll be my parlay. I place a 4-leg parlay, FanDuel gives me $10 for free. It's really that simple. Heck yeah, I want in. So here's my parlay. $20 plus 1876 odds. Again, I'm not going to track this in my profit and loss. So for all the plays I share with you guys, you can see right here, it says no promos, no fantasy. I won't track, promo bets just because it's cheating. I mean, anyone can make money with promos. Like, they're literally giving us $10 of money back. Bet 20 and you get 10 back. So we're essentially getting double better odds, right? We're only actually betting $10 at plus, we're actually only betting $10 or risking $10 because they're giving us $10 back, even though it's in bonus funds. So that's not exactly correct. But you get the point. Like, this is a super profitable promo we want to take advantage of, but it's not really fair for me to track it in my profit and loss because, again, it's so profitable. But anyways, let's keep going through because I have a lot more parlay picks. So that's what I went with. So then I have a college football bet for tonight. Under 13.5 in Tulsa, Memphis. So this is just a pure EV play, right? This is just a positive EV bet for the sports books I use. Again, find plays with value, rinse and repeat. Here we can see no other bookie is giving us better than minus 110. In DraftKings and Pinnacle, so Pinnacle is the sharpest bookmaker in the world, they have the under 13.5 first quarter total points favored, So a lot of people will look at my bets. So you can see I hit that for $1,500 right here. So I actually have to add that into the sheet. So we hit this for $1,500 under 13.5 first quarter total in Tulsa versus Memphis. Okay, so we have a 3.22% profit margin on this play. 3.22%. So this bet has 48.30 in EV in profit margin. And this plays at plus 100 odds. So I'll add it to my little sheet again, which will be in the description, where I'm tracking profit and loss. And I got to remember to update it every day. But it's overall pretty updated, at least until yesterday. So this game's today. And what you'll notice is, like, as a positive EV bettor, this is kind of what it looks like, right? Like, in these YouTube videos, we went down initially, we went up, we went back down, we went up, we went back down. Like, nobody can tell you how to win your bets every single day. It's all about finding plays with an edge, letting OddsJam constantly scan the market. I mean, all of these different lines. There's so much crap that you can bet on these sports books, right? This is just money line spreads and totals for college football. Then you click into the game And it's like they have first half, first quarter. So all OddsJam does is it scans the markets constantly and looks for discrepancies, right? It hunts for value for you. It's just data-driven sports betting. Find plays with an edge, hit them. Don't trust your gut, trust math. 3.22% profit margin on this play. DraftKings and Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker in the world, both have the over or the under, favored. It's thrown me off a bit that the under's on the bottom here and the top here. We're getting this plus 100, absolute no-brainer. DraftKings minus 120, Pinnacle minus 120. Use data to inform your betting decisions, hunt for value, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So this I'm tracking my profit and loss for. This I'll be tracking my profit and loss for, not a promo. This FanDuel one, that initial FanDuel one, I won't be. So again, that's why you have multiple sports books too. You'll also see Caesars has a promo. They have a multi-sport parlay insurance. So you can see you place a 4-leg parlay on basically any sport, and you get back a free bet up to $25 if you lose just one leg. So it's just another promo. So what you're going to notice is I went with these 4 picks, $25. They're all EV plays. Maxi over 3.5 rebounds at plus 136 was incredible value. 6% profit margin. Definitely want that in a parlay, right? And this is just, again, NBA player props. Who cares? A lot of people are like, yo, Vegas knows. It's like, where are you getting this from? Like, hunt for value, beat the VIG, and you just consistently make money sports betting up and to the right. So here it's like very clear value, no bookie giving us better than plus 122. DraftKings only plus 100, FanDuel plus 106. Good value. So I included it in my parlay for this, this promo on Caesars. Multi-sport parlay insurance. So that's why I ended up including it. And then, kind of all the other plays are also from the EV page, which you can see right here. Under 144, Charleston Southern Ohio State. So this play is in my other parlay as well. So more parlays, the better. The more bets you can place, more bets you can get down with an edge, the merrier. So that's the second play I went with in my parlay for this promo. We're getting 26, it's just, Pinnacle minus 139, all these other bookies minus 136, 1, 2, all these data points telling us, hey, Caesars is asleep at the wheel. You got to be all over this play. I hammered it. Then I had North Carolina Central, App State, under, hammered it. Under 13.5 first quarter total points. So this, I bet at plus 105. Right here. So I bet it plus 105. Line movement kept taking the betting market lower. So then I hammered it 1,500 at plus 100 as well. So this play I'm tracking, not a promo. This is for a promo, so I'm not going to track it. So that initial bet on FanDuel and this bet, I won't be tracking my profit and loss for. Again, because it's not fair. If any of these plays lose, I get my money back, right? That's how it works on Caesars. Parlay insurance. You lose one leg, you get your money back. In bonus funds, so not exactly the case. But again, college football, soccer, whatever. Hunt for value, beat the VIG, rinse and repeat. Data, data, data. Trust data, not your gut. Let's keep going. I have more plays for you. So we already went through that one, 3.22% profit margin. I wish I bet it earlier at plus 105, but whatever. So then, 2 player props, right? So if we just filter for Betway Arizona, I was like, where's the value on Betway? Because I've had a lot of parlays on them recently. And again, I ride with you guys on all these frickin' parlays. Yesterday was 2 for 5 here, lost $750. 0 for 1, or 1 out of 2 here, lost 500. 1 out of 2 here, lost 500. 1 out of 2 here, lost 250. But hey, this parlay had a real juicy payout, right? From a few days ago. Jimmy Butler under 24.5. John Morant over 5.5 rebounds. And AD under 3.5 assists. So that cashed, right? So parlays, again, same strategy. Find plays with an edge. That's all. It's really that simple. You want to make money betting on parlays? You find positive EV bets to include in your parlay. The reason most people say, they can't make money betting on parlays long-term is because they can't make money betting on sports long-term. They trust their gut. They think they can beat the market. It's like, these sports books have such sophisticated models. There are millions of dollars bet on NBA player props every day. You're not just going to like watch highlights of sports and beat the market. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard, right? The only way you beat the sports books is you use their own odds against them, which is only possible because all these bookies have different odds, right? So here it's like FanDuel has the over for Melton favored. So does DraftKings. So does Caesars. So does Bet Online. So does Hard Rock. So does Pinnacle. So does Superbook. You're getting it plus 100 on Betway. That's just an absolute no-brainer. You don't even have to know anything about basketball. You could have never heard this guy's name. I don't think I've ever heard his name. Plus 100 is ridiculous value, 4.58% profit margin. And then Derek Carr. So now we got a little bit of a cross-sport parlay. So you can see my play right here. And here it is. So we have DeAnthony Melton over 12.5 points. That's tonight. And then we have Derek Carr to not throw an interception. So picking up some great value at minus 120. All these bookies are pricing it minus 134 or worse. We're getting it minus 120. Seems like a no-brainer to me. So I locked it in. Just thinking. So that parlay I'm also tracking. And then a final play I went with for tonight, which was ridiculous value, is in the Rangers-Red Wings game. I got under 6.5 goals on FanDuel. They limited me to a max of 559.90, but I locked it in. And you can see right here, under 6.5 goals, we got this minus 112. All the bookies are pricing this minus 148 to minus 154. I guess Hard Rock's minus 115, but clearly insane value. Being able to get this 4.67% EV, right? So I locked that in. 559.90. So these two plays alone have 74.45 in profit margin. That's how you get rich sports betting. You find plays with an edge and you let the money compound day after day after day. So again, the only plays I'll be tracking are the parlay on Betway. The under 6.5 goals in Rangers Red Wings, so that's what we just showed on FanDuel. That's not a promo. We had two promos, two parlay promos, the college football one on FanDuel, and then the cross-sport, NBA college basketball one, maybe another sport on Caesars. So those we won't track profit for. But these other ones, Carr under, half of a reception, Melton over 12.5 points, tracking profit and loss for. Also, track your bets, right? A lot of people, when they're betting, on positive EV wagers, you lose a few bets in a row and you get discouraged, right? It's like, following math doesn't work, but hey, this handicapper won 2 bets in a row. The truth is when you have an edge, it takes a lot of bets to see that you have an edge, right? It takes a large sample size. You'll see some weeks we go down, some weeks we go up, but literally this is from syncing my sports books directly with OddsJam. So for the sports books I use in Arizona, you can't sync them all yet, but there's this company, I guess, that allows you to sync your sports books to OddsJam, which is pretty cool because what you'll notice is in your bet tracker, you will, it'll automatically pull my bets from Prize Picks, WinBet, etc., and tell me if my bet won or lost. So I lost $1,000 on the Steelers, team total over 18.5, right? Here, we lost a lot of bets in a row. Right? You may think I'm the dumbest sports bettor of all time. But what you need to do is you need to follow net profit over time, right? This is a leading indicator of profit and ROI. You beat the closing line more, you make more money. So, boom. So again, plays we're tracking, under 6.5 goals, Rangers Red Wings, Carr, no interception, Melton over 12.5 points parlay, 250 at plus 266, under 13.5 first quarter total points. In Tulsa, Memphis, we got this plus 105 in our promo parlay, but here we were only able to get it plus 100. And then we have Charleston Southern, this crazy 250 parlay at plus 6,000 odds. So those are the picks we have. We're at 32K profit so far. I still got to grade some of these bets, some high profit margin plays we got on. Let's make some